to Broke Down, a segment where I break things down. Super original. Anyway, today I'm going to go over my favorite drive of January. Yeah, January. February is this month. January was last month. So this was last month. Anyway, I'm playing someone named Vinene Pankake. We were about the same skill level, so it made for a fun game. Anyway, we open up. It's the beginning of the fourth quarter. I've got the ball. I'm down by 3 points with a score of 14-17. My strategy, I'm going to run the ball, I'm going to run the clock, I'm going to score, and I'm going to win. Say what you want. I don't care. I'm going to run, and I'm going to win. That's my plan. So that's what I start off with doing with Bo Jackson. Takes me to 3rd and 5. At this point, I decide I want to run an option. I want to see what the pass looks like, and I want a run option. So ultimately, that's what I do. I don't run too many of these because I would rather just run the ball. I never have luck with the passing option when it comes to the RPO. But I call it this time. I look at my pass option. I got Robinson on the outside there. He's running a slant to the inside. The guys around him, I've got that corner way off of him. My next look is at this linebacker on the end here. I don't like the way he's sitting. To me, it looks like he's going to jump out in the coverage, and that's an automatic INT in my opinion. The next, I look at the run option, which is LT, and he has a big open space in front of my center. I like that option a lot better, even though Pankake is playing with a middle linebacker. So ultimately, that's the choice, my choices, and I choose to run. Now here I get a little bit of help, admittedly, because LT does not cut this quick in real life. Normally I'm a victim of lag. This time the lag helped me out, and it took me to 1st and 10. The strategy has not changed. I'm still going to try running the ball, eating the clock. Pankake knows this because we've been playing for 3 quarters. So he stuffs me and gives me a 2nd and 14. So now in my brain I'm like, I should probably change it up a little bit. What do? I decide I want to run a screen, which looks good initially. There's nobody to the right there, which he figured that out and sent everybody over to the right. Good move. And then I got called offsides, which is a terrible move. So at this point you'd think, what do you call him now? Well, if it ain't broke, I'm not going to fix it. But I am broke, and I'm going to run the same play, which is a terrible idea on my part. So I call another halfback screen. You'll see here in a second that it doesn't go over well. I don't get the pass off, and I get blown up. So at 3rd and 29, I am now at the 47-yard line. I think I've gained like 5 yards total in the past 2 minutes. Clock's still running. So at this point, I need to go long. Everybody knows at this point you're running a version of verticals. I'm not choosing the shotgun package because people know what that looks like. I'm going to choose something that looks a little bit more interesting. So I run the single back verticals. At this point, I don't like how any of this looks. I got Tank Dell on the outside there. He looks like he's going to be covered. Robinson's running it inside. He's playing as a middle linebacker. Donald Penn's a giant. I don't like that where he's at. And I've got Devontae Smith running on the very outside. I decide I'm going to run the play anyway, see how it turns out. The only option I like is Devontae Smith down here on the outside. I don't know how I got the ball placed right there, but I overthrew him, so it didn't really matter. So now it is 4th and 29, and it's, 2 minutes and 3 seconds left. I'm not liking this. So I'm running a version of verticals in the shotgun now. I bite the bullet, and this is what I'm doing. So immediately I like the way this looks. I've got Devontae Smith and I think it's Wan'Dale Robinson on the outside in press coverage. Now, I really like it when I've got speedy receivers on the outside in press coverage. They usually beat the corners off of them. So at this point, I'm looking at those two as my first reads. The next thing I'm looking at is my safeties there in the back. I'm looking to see if either of them drop inside. And ultimately, he's playing as the middle linebacker. So I'm going to stay away from my slot receivers, Devin Hester and Tank Dell there. I'm immediately looking at the outside. So let's snap the ball here in a second. So immediately I look, and Tank Dell is open, but I'm going to wait for the play to develop just a little bit more. Okay, so ultimately, I go with Devontae Smith. Looks like he's got a break on the corner there. And this is the play of the game. Like, he catches that ball, and I'm still in it. Perfect. So now I'm going back to my strategy. It's a 2-minute warning. I'm going to keep running the ball. Of course, this is very, very predictable because I've been doing it all game. My strategy is very obvious at this point. So he's going to try to let me score, and then I realize that. So I end up getting suplexed right across the first down marker, which is very lucky for me, which it puts me at 1st and goal on the 1. My brain's malfunctioning at this point. I don't know what's going on, because I wasn't expecting to let him score. In my brain, I'm still thinking I should score. It's ridiculous. Like, I am short-circuiting at this point. Like, you just watch. He's got 3 down linemen, and I'm like, I'm going to run the ball. And I should not run the ball. And at this point, I realize I shouldn't run the ball. So I'm trying to do everything in my brain to think, I shouldn't score. How do I not score? And then I have 3 timeouts. Like, so I realize this at this point and call the timeout. There we go. I even question what I'm doing because, duh. So it is 1st and goal. He's got 2 timeouts. I'm going to chew those timeouts. So I call the QB kneel, get the V formation down by 3 on the 1-yard line. Start the clock. He stops the clock. This happens again. Surprisingly, my strategy is working. Believe me, I'm just as surprised as anybody else at this point. I down the ball. He stops the clock. I don't like getting into 4th down situations where I need to score, so I'm going to try to score on this down. It's 3rd and goal from the 3, minute 44. He doesn't have any timeouts. Perfect. So he already knows I'm going to run the ball because I've been running the ball all game. He probably thinks that I'm trying to run the ball up the middle, so I ultimately call some sort of power variation. But when I call it, I don't like the look on the edge here. He's got a lot of people stacked on the end, and I don't like the way that looks. So I end up flipping the play here, and give me a second, I'll flip it. Flip.
Ooh, Brave, you got a point right there, man.
Oh, Brave calls for a fake field goal, which I think is hilarious. Brave's always calling for fake field goals. So I flip the play, and I just have to set this edge here. And as long as the edge gets set, I think I'll be okay. Ultimately, I don't. I bump into Connor Hayward, but I still get around to the outside for the touchdown. I kick off, and he doesn't return it. Mr. Pankake does not return the ball because he wants to save as much time as possible. No timeouts. It's on the 25. I'm going to blanket the field. So I go into a cover 3, the zone, in the dime package. Am I in the dime package or am I in the nickel package? 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm in the dime. Either way, Ray Lewis gets off the edge here and sacks the man. Now it's 2nd and 23, and the clock's still running. I am still in zone, and I pressure the guy right here. He doesn't get the ball off. The clock stops. 3rd and 23. Yeah, okay, so I'm in the dime. I go to look at the prevent defense, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, not this one. I'm running cover 3 in the dime still. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is where I look at the prevent defense because it's 4th and 23. So I decide against it. I go with the good old cover 3 still because it served me this whole drive. Anyway, 4th and 23, this is it. My only mistake here is I bring my guys in. That's the only real mistake that I can say that I make at this point, but it might have actually helped me in the long run. So I end with a pick, which is awesome. It's a cool way to end the game. Mr. Pankake played a really great game. One of us had to win it. But it was fun. That was episode 1 of Broke Down. I hope you guys enjoyed it.